Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, we're gonna talk about some more Guilty as Strive. I'm sorry also because I'm not gonna be able to upload that much content this month or maybe in a few next months because I'm very busy. I don't want to talk about what I'm doing yet. I'm gonna talk about it later this year for like the two people who constantly watch me. But I'm going to talk about it eventually, and then I'm going to be able to maybe come back to YouTube a little bit more often. I'm not even able to stream on Twitch anymore because I'm so busy. It takes so much time every day that I cannot really do anything other than that thing that I'm doing currently. But we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about Guilty as Strive, and the topic that I want to talk about today is going to be the marketing for Guilty as Strive, because as we know, they are trying to push the game a little bit more into, the hands of people who don't really know about Guilty Gear or who don't play fighting games. Generally for fighting games, there's not like a lot of things that companies or developers do in order to, market their games. There's not a lot that is done, to be honest, compared to other games. For example, what they do most of the times is just showing the game, like visuals, like graphics, the characters, the roster, the mechanics, and the pacing of the fights, things like that. That's pretty good for the game, I guess, because you gotta show your game, of course. But the biggest thing that they do generally is also guest characters, which is very good for fighting games. Actually, guest characters are huge for fighting games. It works very well for Tekken. It works very well for Soul Calibur. It works very well. I mean, Smash Ultimate. I don't even count Smash as a fighting game in general, and I know some people don't as well. But I'll just talk about Smash a bit more in this video. But yeah, Smash is pretty much a huge roster of guest characters just fighting each other, and that's huge for that game. Mortal Kombat as well, really good for that. Guilty as Strive is a game that's now it's a new game. It's a new Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is a series that is not. It's actually popular. It's actually a popular series. Like everyone knows about Guilty Gear. Nobody's playing the game, which is very interesting. So I want to talk about things that I want to talk about the state of marketing currently. Right now, it's kind of boring, to be honest. What they're doing, they're just doing like character reveals so far. It's just character reveals after character reveals, and character reveals are pretty slow, to be honest. They're not even monthly. And to be honest, character reveals are not the most interesting thing. They're just for the people who play fighting games in general, or for the people who are playing the said fighting game like Guilty Gear right now. Like, there's no way their character reveals are going to reach a lot of other people. Like, they're not that interesting for the most part. And I think it's a normal thing, I guess, that they have to make character reveals, but they're kind of slow, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's because most of these characters are not even done yet. Like you see Zato and Emilia don't even have their voice yet. Same thing for Faust, no voices yet. So we have to wait for that. So the characters are not even done. Anyways, the thing here is that fighting games are like super boring. They're like super boring games, and I guess it's kind of hard to show it to people. When I say boring in the eyes of people who don't play fighting games, of course. Like, if you don't play fighting games and you just see a fighting game, it's just two people beating each other, and it's not really interesting. It's the only thing that happens in fighting game, and I think fighting games actually struggle to show fun to people. They really struggle to show how fun they are, and for that reason, they need two good players all the time who are really good at doing reads, at playing very well with their characters and things like that. And I think that's really lame. It's also the reason why fighting games, the biggest moment for fighting games ever is a big tournament like EVO all the time, because EVO is something that is even watched by people who don't even play fighting games. Like, it's watched by people who don't play fighting games. It's streamed by people who don't play fighting games sometimes even, and that's really good for fighting games who are not so popular, because if something really good happens in those fighting games, then people are more interested, people want to try more of the game. So EVO is something that is always required, but I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing for fighting games to rely so much on something like EVO all the time. Like I said, fighting games really struggle at showing something that is fun for everyone. and they require like good players, right? So I want to take the example of Smash. Smash is not a huge. It's not really a fighting game. It's like a brawler. It's like you have 4 players beating each other, and it looks fun all the time. But Smash, every announcement for Smash is like an amusement park. It's very captivating, I would say. Playing other players, or even playing solo, it seems fun. It seems like the game has a lot of activities going on, and that's really nice. And in my opinion, if there's something that they have to do in order to show fun for fighting games, I'm gonna say I don't care, right? It's ridiculous, but I would say it. I would use the TAS. If you don't know what the TAS is, it's a tool assisted speedrun or tool assisted super play is what they're talking about. That's how they call it, I think. So I would use the tool assisted thing to just have the AI at, I don't know, hardcore difficulty, put that TAS on, and then let the AI beat each other. That would be so sick in my opinion. Because the fun thing that I've been doing recently is that I was just watching there's a Tekken channel which is like they just take the TAS, the 2 AIs, and then they start beating each other all the time. That's so sick. They do the sickest thing every time. That's so awesome. So the TAS is like, it's like you push the AI to do things that are absolutely impossible, pretty much. It's programmed to do things that are humanly almost impossible. I would say almost, because there's example of things that happened before, like the Daigo parry. Daigo parry is pretty much, it's like you have to train hard to get that to work in a tournament, in a stressful situation. And that was the sickest part about it, is that something that you don't think would ever happen, and it did. So instead of having like good players showing your game off when there's no tournaments going on, when the game is not even out yet, I would just say like, just show the TS go off. That would be so sick. Of course, I don't know every implication of using the TAS for like to show off your game, because you know there's always smart heads out there, PC players searching into files and maybe grabbing stuff that they shouldn't grab. I don't know if it's a good idea to like put the TS for advertisement or something like that, but I would do it if it was me. It's marketing, who cares? I just want people to get hyped over my game, and I think the TS does it really well. Like, it's crazy how the TS can play, but you know, I don't really know, like I said, all the implications. So if it's too ridiculous, I guess it's not really an option, but I would do it if it was me. I would do it. Anyways, the other thing that I want to talk about is something that is a bit outside of the game itself, or the gameplay, I would say, because I think it's something that fighting games don't do at all. They suck at doing that. They completely suck. They're trash, and they should do better in that part. What they can do, because Strive is a really visually amazing game, they have to do it, in my opinion. They have to show, like, I don't know, some part of the story mode of Strive, in my opinion. They have to show something like that on the channel like IDN. If it's like 20 minutes episode, you know, Guilty is like an anime game, right? So you show an episode of an anime like that, an anime game, 20 minutes, people watch it on IGN. I think it's going to be very beneficial. I think they have to do something like that for advertisement. But once again, I don't know all the implications for something like that. I don't know what would happen if they do something like that. But I think it would be good, in my opinion, to just show something to promote the game, not just as a fighting game, but as something else. And nobody knows really what the story of Guilty Gear is. Even Guilty Gear players, not all of them know about the story. I want to try to play the story at some point, but I'll see what I can do for that. Finally, the last thing I want to talk about is going to be guest characters. So in the surveys, they asked us for like what guest character we would like to see, or what franchise we'd like to see working with Guilty Gear Strive. And at the moment, I wasn't thinking really right. At the moment, I was just thinking about Blaze Blue. Like, I really love Blaze Blue. Blaze Blue is the fighting game that I love the most. I love everything about that game. Everything. Except for the gameplay. Like, the gameplay of Blaze Blue is abysmal. I don't want to play that game. Ever. I like Blaze Blue. I like the characters. I like the content that they have to give us. I like the story. I hate the gameplay. It's awful. Blaze Blue showed me that I should never play an anime fighting game ever in my life. I hate that game. But I was thinking about Blaze Blue, so I said I want to have like Blaze Blue character in, maybe Ragnar, maybe Hakumen, maybe Terumi. I don't know. So I was just thinking about Blaze Blue at the time, but it's not. I think the point of guest character is to push the franchise a bit more. So I wasn't thinking straight. But a good guest character, in my opinion, for Guilty Gear Strive is going to be Alucard from Hellsing. I think Alucard from Hellsing would be a great choice because Hellsing doesn't have like a video game. It's a pretty popular anime, a pretty popular series, I would say, and people love it. People always loved it. It's brutal. It's kind of gore. It has this horror theme. It's pretty cool. I think it would be a good choice to add Alucard for Guilty Gear Strive, in my opinion. There's other things I would say, but they're kind of ridiculous, honestly. But that's because I'm I'm weird. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that today. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I think Guilty Gear Strive has a lot more things that they have to do, to be honest. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, I'm not able to upload that much. I'm not able to play video games that much nowadays. I'm super busy, but like I said, I'm gonna talk about it later this year. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out.